including the Crown Prince of Kuwait, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, and the President of Palestine, and discussed the ongoing ruthless war on the people of Palestine. In his speech at the summit, Prime Minister Kakar addressed the grave violations of international humanitarian and human rights law and the war crimes and crimes against humanity being committed by the Israeli occupation forces. He urged the international community to hold Israel accountable for its crimes and emphasized the urgency of a ceasefire, the lifting of the siege of Gaza, and unimpeded humanitarian aid. The Prime Minister reaffirmed Pakistan's unwavering solidarity with the Palestinian people and their right to self-determination. He also emphasized the critical need for establishing a secure and sovereign Palestine state based on pre-June 1967 borders with Al-Quds al-Sharif as its capital. Pakistan welcomes the joint declaration of the summit that urged the United Nations Security Council to enforce UN resolutions against Israel, its demand for ceasing export of weapons to occupying force, and its call for International Criminal Court's investigation into Israeli crimes. Pakistan condemns repeated Israeli attacks on the premises and personnel of UNRWA and other humanitarian agencies, including the headquarters of the Qatari Committee for the Reconstruction of Gaza. We join the UN in paying homage to UNRWA workers and the many humanitarian agencies who lost their lives in Gaza and appreciate their steadfast dedication to the people in need. Pakistan also condemns Israel's wars on hospitals in Gaza, as hospital after hospital is being targeted by the occupation forces in complete disregard of international law. We are appalled by Israeli incursion in Al-Shifa Hospital, placing patients, medical staff, and civilians at risk. We join the international community to hold Israeli occupation accountable for its attacks against hospitals. Israel must also be held accountable for deliberately targeting mosques, churches, and schools, sheltering civilians who have rendered homeless because of Israel's destruction of their homes. By decimating civilian infrastructure and symbols of self-governance, including the Legislative Council, Israel is deliberately making Gaza uninhabitable for its civilian population. Backers of Israel must stop Israel from implementing its plans for ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people. As demanded by the Joint Arab-Islamic Summit, all countries must also stop exporting weapons and ammunition to the occupation authorities that are used by their military and settlers to kill Palestinian people and destroy their homes, property, and civilian infrastructure. We once again urge the international community to act swiftly, collectively, and meaningfully to stop the ongoing aggression by the Israeli occupation forces and hold Israel accountable for the war crimes being perpetrated in occupied Palestine. Earlier this week, Deputy Prime Minister of Uzbekistan and acting Afghan visited Pakistan for the first Pakistan-Afghanistan-Uzbekistan trilateral meeting on commerce, held on 14th of November. The Pakistan side was led by Federal Minister for Commerce and Industries and Production. The discussion centered on promotion of trade relations by addressing trade barriers, streamlining customs procedures, and facilitating cross-border and transit trade. The ministers explored investment opportunities across sectors, promoting joint ventures, public-private partnerships, and enhanced foreign direct investment. They also deliberated on measures to improve transportation networks and infrastructure development to facilitate the movement of goods. Commerce Minister Gohar Ejaz expressed optimism that the trilateral cooperation would spur economic growth in all three countries. While in Islamabad, Deputy Prime Minister of Uzbekistan met with Prime Minister Anwarullah Kakar, the Minister for Commerce and Industries, Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs, Minister for Communications and Railways, Minister for Planning and Development,